Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to Gothic Ministry. I'm your host, the Minister. This is going to be an out of the ordinary type of deal, considering we're going with the scriptures and as far as how this follows with the timeline of what's going on. For those of you who are unaware of what's going on, we are heading towards Passover, and unlike most ministers and churches out there, I am actually going in accordance with what's happened and transpired through the time and life of Yeshua during the time that he walked on this earth in human flesh. So during this day, of course, the time is like way out as far as the original time, but as far as the timeline goes, this would be 2 days before Passover. And for those of you who don't know the timing of it, the days actually, as far as the scripture concerns, what scripture says, the days do not start or end at midnight. Instead, they actually end and begin at sunset. So, right now, the sun sets at my place, which is in Central Standard Time of America. So, and that's pretty much where I live. But otherwise, since we're following the biblical way instead of the actual man-dated way of the time zones, this is 2 days before Passover. So, being that it is 2 days before Passover, it is time to go through what's going on during the time of Yeshua's life. So, and during his time, Yeshua is actually, I have my scripture right in front of me, right here, and this is basically what I'm reading from the King James Version of the Holy Scriptures. And I also do read from the complete Jewish Bible as well when it comes to the correct understanding of names and stuff like that. But everyone who have seen my previous videos already know about that. So, and instead of making a recording of my voice and putting a picture of myself on top of that, like I said, this is going to be an out of the ordinary type of thing. So I'm going to give you a brief thing of what happened during that time and not go through the full thing. You are more than welcome to go through the full thing yourself. You're welcome to go to the passages of Matthew chapters 24 through 26, as well as Mark chapter 13, the entire chapter. So 2 days before Passover, this is what Yeshua had to say. And within this is talking about how there are going to be signs about a building being destroyed, and that building is basically talking about the temple, or the Jewish temple, or the second period temple. Yeshua is basically prophesying to his disciples that the Jewish temple is going to be completely and utterly destroyed. In other words, he's saying the same thing that the book of Daniel had already said before him. In fact, it's actually mentioned in multiple scriptures in the Old Testament, as we call it, or the Jewish Testament, as the Jews call it, that the temple and the sanctuary would both be destroyed. And there's a reason for that, too. But for right now, I'm not going to go over that reason. I'm just going to go over what transpired. But essentially, the breakdown of it is Yeshua had prophesied that one, there's going to be the destruction of the temple and not a single stone will be left standing. And also going along with that to say that there will be wars and rumors of wars, and a lot of false prophets, a lot of false apostles, a lot of false Christs as well, and a lot of antichrists as well. And a lot of people like to get antichrist and false Christ confused for one another and like to use it interchangeably too. An antichrist is not a false Christ, and a false Christ is not an antichrist. I know a lot of people are looking for the false Christ and or antichrist, as I call it. But unfortunately, contrary to popular teaching by a lot of ministers, a antichrist is not a false Christ, and a false Christ is not antichrist. What is the difference? I'll let you know. The false Christ is someone who claims to be Christ, as to where the antichrist claims that Christ has not yet walked the earth, nor is he the Son of God. So those is the very, very distinct differences. So anybody that says that he's a Christ, that's a false Christ. Anyone that says that Christ has not yet walked the flesh on earth, or walked on earth in flesh, whichever way, both ways, and is not the Son of the Father, then that person is Antichrist. So there you go. And both are forewarned. So you got the temple destruction, you got false teachers and false people coming up, and also about a prophecy about a war that's going to happen in Jerusalem. The same war that's actually happened twice, thanks to what's called a Jewish revolt. The Jewish revolt is actually what dispersed the Jews from their original homeland, from what we know today as Israel. So, because of it, they were dispersed, but they were also brought back together. Hence, we have the nation today called Israel. So, the Roman people are the ones that actually decided to go in there and ransack the place. So, and that's how history has it. You're more than welcome to look this up in history as well. That's up to you. So, anyways, thank you guys for so much for watching this. I appreciate it. Thank you, everybody. And as always, love and peace. Till next we meet.